welcome back to the channel. This is going to be another exciting update, and it's actually going to save a lot of people from getting wrecked at launch, and I'll explain why shortly. But first and foremost, it's important to understand that PulseX and Pulsechain Millionaires will be made, in my personal opinion, and this can all be done with less than $1,000. That's correct. You don't need to start with $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. This can all be done with $1,000. Now, obviously, it's going to be about your entry. It's going to be about your exits, right? It's going to be about all of that. But with $1,000, you only need 100,000%. And it's very important to understand. Now, what you may immediately be thinking to yourself is, well, how likely is 100,000%? And that is the magic question here. Now, I've done previous back testing, as some of you would have seen on my YouTube channel. If you are a Crypto Crew Premium member, you would have seen the entries, the exits, the simulated situation and scenarios that could occur, and that we're going to be preparing our members for, so they can capture, of course, this percentage gains. And we have several entries in place to achieve this goal, right? So just to put it out there, because many of you watching this seem to think that you're just going to plow in one entry and that's it, you're set. It doesn't work like that, and I've shown that by showing you guys entries, showing you guys the difference between entering on one day and entering on another day. In fact, we showed that within the same day, an entry held for 3 months was literally the difference between making 1,000% gain and making 30,000% gains. And that is in entries on the exact same day, but different times. So this is why I'm saying you have to be fully prepared for what's to come. And in fact, let me just demonstrate that, because, you know, as we're preparing for the Pulsechain launch, which at the moment is imminent, right? So it could even happen today, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen the day after. But the point is, it is imminent, right? And with that being the case, you want to make sure that you're prepared, because if you're not prepared, then, you know, this 2-year wait plus, wait, you know, all the work that you think that you've done, unfortunately, is just not going to be good enough to really capture that incredible life-changing gain that everybody wants to see. So let me show you a classic example of what I mean. So if we look on the 22nd, and let me just zoom out so you guys can see this with a bit more clarity, right? Let me just zoom out, and then of course I'll tell you what you can do to prepare to make sure you can capture at least 100,000% gain. And why is 100,000 so significant? Because we know Hex achieved 1,000,000% within the first year. We're happy with just 1/10 of that. Now, of course, with Pulsechain and PulseX being new projects, and there being an existing community and an outsider community that is going to be jumping in on this, there's no reason why I guess it couldn't achieve 1,000,000% just like Hex. But the point is, if you're optimizing for the best case scenario, again, you're probably going to lose as well, right? So you have to make sure you know what you're doing. So here's an example. We can see here on the 22nd, let's say you entered on the 22nd, we haven't got the time here, but that's fine. But let's just say you enter, so you enter here on the 22nd, and then let's just move that to, again, we don't want to make this complex, we'll just move that to March, right? So in fact, let's just do it here, March the 22nd. Let's do March the 22nd, just so we can, okay, perfect, right? So that's March the 22nd, and that's one entry, right? And as you can see, the gain there, which is just over 3-month hold, is still a decent percentage return. That's 2,410%. So I guess still a very, very decent gain. But have a look at this, right? If you entered on the exact same day, but waited for price to maybe pull down, or I guess you timed the entry correctly, and let's just go, so from here, let's say 1.5 mil, we'll slash that in half, right? And then we'll do an entry. Let's just do an entry here, right? Now, as you can see, that is going to be double the profit, right? And that is a 3-month hold, just over a 3-month hold. Double the profit just by waiting a few hours to get a good entry. But again, as you know, if you did get a better entry, so let's say you get a better entry on the 22nd, right? Let's just say you get an entry here. You can see we are now looking at over 14,000 percentage gains, right? And that's just a difference between entries, timings on the same day. Now, what I'm not asking you to do, especially if you don't have the skill set to somehow become a technical analysis expert and try and time precise entries and exits, and you don't have to do any of that, right? Because we're actually preparing our members for all of this. How to buy, where to buy, entries, exits. Like I said, we're going to have several entries to make sure we capture that minimum 100,000%. We're also going to make sure we exit, with that 100,000%, but still have bags running to capture a potential 1,000,000%, right? And we're optimizing for all of this in our Crypto Crew Premium channel. So if you want to get prepared for that, you need to click the link in my description and join Crypto Crew Premium right this second. As I mentioned, we are going to prepare for the entries, the exits. We're making sure you're not, buying, getting involved in false airdrops, scams, the wrong websites, and all this kind of stuff. So we're optimizing our members for success. If you want to be a part of this, now would be a good time to join us as the launch is imminent. So don't wait till next week. Don't wait till the week after. Do it now. Link in my description, Crypto Crew Premium. Get ready, get excited, and remember, it's all about the entry and it's all about the exit. These are the two most important things. 100,000%, $1,000 equals 1 million. Millionaires will be made with less than with less than $1,000. So get ready and seize the day.